This is GIDPR reporting for the Pye Radiotelephone Museum of Great Britain. Here we have two suitcases. I've already reported upon one of these suitcases 3 years ago. They are both now arrived at the Pye Museum permanently and are both in possession of the Pye Museum and Radiotelephone Museum in Bewdley. So we have the original suitcase there, that is number 83, and we have another suitcase here with base station written on it, which is number 85, and then there's a little label on the top of the base station saying portable base station in pencil. So if we open up the original suitcase, we have a Pye Europa, and that Pye Europa is sat on top of a Racal encryption module, which is an Ma4224. That is audio encryption, of which keys are set by a 7-digit code. 10-digit code can be, and there are 3 encryption keys, 1, 2 and 3, as can be seen on the switch there. We have the microphone for the Europa there, we have the on-off switch there, and we have 12 volts off to the car supply there. It's mounted upon a chassis in order to keep the system secure in the suitcase. As I said, there's already been one film made about this 3 years ago. The Europa has been modified inside with a plug that comes off the side of it there and comes round and in to the bottom unit, which feeds the Racal encryption unit, which sits at the back there. See, the Racal encryption unit is somewhat larger than the Europa. So if we now take this one to pieces, which will be interesting to see what is inside, if I can get the top off it, that is. Take the sides off there, take the microphone off, unplug this on the side here, unplug the 12 volt supply at the back of the Europa, and the Europa comes away like that. I've already previously loosened this, and there we have a high band Europa, which is a 25 watt dash mobile, and its frequency plaque on the back, a simplex frequency and a duplex frequency, 5 megs down. Turn the camera back round. It is a 3-channel Europa, but it's got something attached to it in the accessory hard where the CTCSS normally sits. So if we pull this Europa up and turn it round, there is the receiver front end, and that's marked up as 173.075 megs. Crystal is there, and the second channel crystal is there, so there are 2 receive crystals. That is the receiver IF audio front end, IF 10.7 audio on this side, and then the other board underneath has 1 crystal in it on transmit, and aerial changeover relay in the corner there, and transmit. This will give between 25 and 30 watts out on a good day. Manufactured, I believe, 1975, 1976. We look at the plaque on the back. It may be difficult to see. Somebody has written the frequency on the plaque. And then we look at the hard, and in the hard, surprise surprise, is a second front end module. and that is marked up as 168.9375. So there is a RX on 168.9375 front end module there, and there's an RX module there on 173.075. And this is because in the days of 1975, Pye Telecoms could not attain any wideband receivers with enough selectivity per channel to cover a 5 to 6 meg bandwidth. So in order to have a simplex channel and a duplex channel in the same radio, the two front end modules have been put in so that channel number 1 could be duplex, channel number 2 could be simplex, which is channel 1 on the duplex channel, and the simplex channel is channel 2. So that is what they have modified the Europa to do. So if we put that to one side now on the top of the other suitcase and have a look at the Racal MA encryption module, which sits back there, and that, as I say, is an audio inversion, rolling code type, audio inversion type encryption module. Which I think one of the plugs, having looked at it just there, is actually plugged into the wrong socket at the moment. But we'll have a look at that afterwards. We have on and off switch there, we have the feed for the back of the Europa there, and microphone there, and then we have the Dynatape here. You lock that down, there's the frequencies in Dynatape stuck on the back of the top of the suitcase. So this is obviously a transportable one for 12 volt use in the field, secure speech, home office approved type. There's a home office approved plaque down there, it's hiding down there, and this is the suitcase that I was lent 3 years ago in order to make the original film about the system, although I did not quite go into it as comprehensively as I have done today. So the crux of the matter is that I now have the second suitcase, which is the base station. So if we open up the base station one, we have, unsurprisingly, a mains plug, which goes off to 240 volts. We have exactly the same Europa and the same encryption module. It says portable base station on it, and if we clip this down here, it only has channel 1 in it, which is the duplex channel. So this would sit somewhere away from the other set. We have a piece of paper here that says OK, TX 30 watts, serial number, the channel that it's on, the code that it was set to once, and portable base station written on it, written by somebody probably 30 to 40 years ago. So we'll put that back up there, clip that back on there, and clip that back on there. We have the keys to the box hanging just there, and we have this piece of paper here that tells you how to change the code on the Racal unit. How to set the code upon the Racal unit. I'm just battling with the sun a bit there as it's just coming in over the suitcase. So we have the microphone tucked away there. We have the same modified output to come to the unit beneath and come back up to the unit on it. And this would work back to back with this suitcase, not back to back but duplex between those two, and then if there were several of these suitcases in the field and they were away from the base station, they could communicate back to back on channel 2. Channel 2 being the simplex channel, hence why this Europa has the extra front end in it, and this Europa has a CTCS of 110 Hz in it, which 110 Hz is Klansman orientated CTCSS tone. All Klansman army transceivers use the same, so it would communicate quite happily with Klansman talk-through systems, etc, etc, which is quite interesting to note. So this is GADPR, an interesting pair of suitcases, reporting for the Pye and Radiotelephone Museum of Great Britain in Bewdley, Worcestershire.